Okay, this is Dagon. I have not played this game before, so it will be a blind playthrough. Let's have a look at the options real quick. Should blur off. Sound on a bit so my voice can be heard. Cool, let's jump into it. Dagon is a faithful, interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and the movement is limited to processing through locations along with the plot. Okay, so a bit of a visual
under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
During the game, you'll encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey, others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background and author. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find the secrets, focus your eyes and look for that sign. Oh yeah. Find the first piece of trivia. As to letters, my case is peculiar. I write such things exactly and easily and as rapidly as I would utter the same topics in conversation. Indeed. Episode. Sorry, 1 second. My partner is laughing at me. Let me just give them a push. There we go. H.P. Lovecraft to Ryan Hardcare, December 23rd, 1917. The artist Lovecraft penned about 100,000 letters to his friends and fans, out of which about 10% survive to this day. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Like secret stuff in this room? Can I turn around? No.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate. When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Any like secret notes hidden about? What's this? Morphine entered into use in the 19th century and roughly 10 minutes to pain. Okay. Interesting. Guess we'll continue the story. It seems to just be like a kind of visual novel that we're moving through. You can find like a secret thing every now and then continue to the next frame. It's pretty cool. Unique layout, I guess. Dagon was written around a month after the United States entered World War I. Okay, I'm gonna pause it there and just continue playing, I guess, for a bit.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation.
What flag is that? Here is the secret note.
So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration.
Uncharted information.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
It's pretty cool. It's like telling you the story and giving you context about the writer and the time period at the same time. Back.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings.
At least I'm getting some free Steam achievements from this.
Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator. Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no idea. The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land. But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vast. The change happened whilst I slept. Its details for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Something's not right here. It's a pretty fucked up looking dog.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see, and in which my boat lay grounded. Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished. For there was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which the region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain. Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence, and there was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet. As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position. Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths. So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest, nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead.
I don't think that's a fish.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens. As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time. That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue. On the third morning, I found the odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
I think I'm gonna end it there. Um, very cool storytelling. I like the movable frames, stills, or whatever you want to call them. The storytelling is great. I like the context clues that tell you about the author and the era, so they can give you a bit of information about the background of the story and how it relates to the time period. And besides that, yeah, pretty cool.